Whatever you say now is recorded, everyone.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm just going to mute everyone. But welcome to our new Monday team calls. It's kind of weird being on a Monday. Sorry for my rough look. I just got out of the shower and practice, but Mondays at 7 are kind of nice. So the PowerPoint I made is very rough, not pretty. It's just basic, but I wanted it to like kind of, I don't know, it just is easier to explain things because I kind of have a squirrel brain. So, okay, I'm sharing my screen. And then I'll start like going on tangents. So I felt like this would be easier. Okay. Can you guys all like read that fine? Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Okay, we're gonna keep it like that. All right. So basically, I'm gonna be talking all about like Instagram and how to tell your story on there without just like doing a whole novel, but using Instagram stories and posts to create more of an intimate experience and for people to more like be able to engage with you more in a way that they want to, rather than sometimes we do practices where it's like, I would never want to be invited that way, or like I would never drop an emoji on someone's post because that's just not who I am. So we're gonna kind of go through those sorts of things. So maybe. Okay, so our overview, like we're gonna go over mindset, storytelling, selling on Instagram stories, and inviting, which is like the key. So everyone, when they hear selling, sounds so icky. You're like, oh God, I don't want to sell anything. But what we're selling is more the solution to obesity, or the solution to being unfit and to being healthy in a healthy lifestyle. We're giving them that bridge that they need. So it's not like we're selling some useless thing that no one's going to ever use and they're just going to store it in their closet. Like, this is something that can actually transform someone's life. So stop thinking of it as something like, oh, I don't want to be so salesy in this message, or like, I'm just doing it for the commission, because I know no one here is doing it solely off commission or like solely because they want their own money and income. It's more because we want to help people and we love health and fitness. And then inviting is just key to getting anywhere in this business or anywhere growing in general. So mindset. People will judge you no matter what or where you are in life. So say you're like living your worst life, like you don't want to do anything, you don't want to get out of bed, you're anxiety, depressed, you just want to lay in bed. Someone's going to be shitting on you wherever you're at in your life. So we can't worry about what people are saying. And maybe we're living our best life and we're like making this income and we get to go extra shopping. Someone's going to make a comment like, wow, can't you be using that money for something else? Like, no matter what we're doing, someone's going to be hating on us or making some side comment. So we can't let that affect what our mindset and what we're doing in our business. And the thing is that those people aren't the ones that are going to be paying your bill. They're not going to be paying your rent. They're not paying for your car. Those things that we want that this income to create is something that they're not paying for. So stop worrying about what they're saying in the back of your head, or like, oh, maybe they'll send this post to someone else and like they're going to be talking crap about me. Like, stop worrying about them, because it's all about us and our ability to help other people. And have fun, because if you're like bored and don't feel like you're creating things and like having fun doing stuff on your Instagram and stuff, it's going to be dreadful and you're not going to want to keep going. So have fun with it. Like, create a blog, create something that's like you like strive to do. Like, I like to like make my Instagram stories and like dance on my Instagram while I'm doing my workouts because it's fun for me. I don't do it just because of like the people watching me. Like, I do it because it makes me happy and I love doing it. And then the golden rule. So when you're posting, what you post about is what your type of people you're wanting. So if you're trying to get to the next rank, you're trying to get Emerald, you have to be posting about like the coaching opportunity. So like if I were to go to your profile, I would have to see posts like mentorship opportunity or influencer search or things like that on your profile if that's what you're pushing for. Because if you're just posting photos like, that was a great workout, you're just scratching the surface and you're not digging deep into what you actually want in this business. So if you want challengers to come into this group, you should be constantly posting about what that feels like to be doing these programs and what it like what you feel and how you feel so much better and energized and like whatever it is. Like, you need to relate into the emotions of someone else, so people feel that in your posts and that they engage in that. So focus on storytelling. So we have to actually be talking about the opportunity. Sometimes we are just like kind of like, this is such an awesome thing that I'm doing, and I just became a coach on this, and I'm doing this new program, join me. But that's like not really talking about the details of the program. So per post, it's better to go in depth in one aspect than rather to be broad and like touch on like, as an example, I have an example on my phone that I wanted to share with you guys, but it's just like saying, oh, like this opportunity, I get to work in my bed and I like to eat breakfast in bed, and this opportunity is great and I get to work and make an income. But actually like digging deep. So I took a post from, there's 2 posts from this girl. She shared this kind of story with us and talked about this. But I took both of her posts and examples, and I was going to read them to you guys and see what you think, like, different-wise. So this is the first post, and it just says, so this is, like, the photo, like, good content, but it just says, I'm so happy to be home, and I'm beyond grateful for the ability to take my coach work on the road. Didn't need to request off work or miss out on hours, just packed my laptop and hit the road. A little time with the fam is just what I needed. So she kind of scratched the surface of, like, wow, she gets to work on the road, but she didn't really tie in the emotions and tell a story of how she was able to do that. So this is like her next post, and it's more of a story. So last summer, I wrote a letter to myself describing my dream schedule. At that time, the vision seemed huge and scary, but I kept on writing. I wrote about my dream of living in the South with Mike, and that I'd be able to wake up when I wanted, work out, and then make my breakfast in bed. And she just goes on and telling like what her dream was at the beginning of like a year and a half ago. And then this morning I realized I am now living that life I dreamed about last summer. You guys, anything is possible when you have a vision and a work ethic. Why let fear hold you back? And she's tying in all these emotions into the post. So it's not just like, I grab my laptop and I get to work wherever I want. She's tying in a story of how she wasn't at that spot in her life the whole time. And then at the end, she always goes, I'm here to help you do the same. Simply click the link in my bio, fill out the form, and I'll send you everything you need to know about getting started as a coach and making your dreams your reality. So it's, and like the content, again, is like the same picture. It's a super similar photo, but the way she tells a story, do you guys hear the difference? How she tells a story of like tying in the emotions compared to like just scratching the surface. So we want to go deep into that thing. And so essentially we're paid storytellers because people relate to our story. They don't relate to just your results, because like they will scroll their Instagram and you can scroll your explore page and you're going to see different fitness results everywhere you go. But if you find someone that you're relating your story to, and like you're like, I feel that, like I was a high school athlete, and then in college I didn't do anything, and then now I'm like back into the grind, you know, like telling the story of how you work. Courtney's looking at me like, yeah, I feel that. But like telling that story where someone else can relate to you is so key on getting people into your group, because when you do think about it, there's so many people out there selling different products and stuff, and the only reason they're going to join your team and not someone else's is because they relate with you and your story compared to someone else and their story. So the elements of a good story, and this kind of goes back into like 5th grade when we used to do those like standardized testing things, but it's like a character goes through a struggle or a conflict and that teaches them a lesson. So that's a good story. So like, and the part that people want to hear about most is the struggle that you had to go through into the end result. So I have a lot of people on my team right now that had just broken up with long-term relationships, and it's not just you, Courtney. I have like 3 other girls on my team that all just broke up, like had breakups in their relationship. And I had one girl that just like found out that her dad is super sick. And it's like things like that is a struggle. And that's when most people will quit this like whole journey. They're like, I have too much on my plate, I can't handle that, and they'll quit. But like that's the part where so many people are out there that have that same story, that have gone through that same thing. And if you're going to keep sharing about it and like saying how fitness has helped you, or like the community of people here have helped you get through it, other people are going to crave that wanting and want to be in that same group as you. So Instagram stories. So it's basically, okay, everyone watches the Kardashians because that they share their daily life, and we all crave what they have. A lot of people do, like they want to have that fancy lifestyle and or like laugh at how crazy it is, but we all do want part of what they have always. Like people are like, oh my God, those cars are so cool. But so what you want to do is you want to be sharing the day in the life of you. No matter how boring you think your day is, someone probably has a more boring day and look forward to seeing your day on Instagram. And yeah, some people are like, Maddie, your stories are so long, but some other people are like, I want to know what you actually do as a coach because I want to know if I can do it too. So telling your story and showing just like the weird parts of your day, like even if you're like at a desk job or if you're, I don't know, driving to school or something weird, like share those parts because someone will relate to you like, oh, I'm a student too. Like, how are they able to juggle coaching while being a full-time student or something like that? And then this is like where the conversation happens is in your Instagram stories. And this is what I thought was really cool and a big takeaway I took from this person, was that it takes someone 3 times to like see something in your Instagram stories for it to correlate, which means, so say you do a post and on one slide you have like a poll to answer the poll, and then you do another post, say it's like, this is me, I have it later in a slide too, but like say then you do another part like, this community is amazing, and then the next slide is like, do you want to join me, drop your email. So that's the second time you're giving them an option to like message you, and then the third time would be like, or you can fill out the link in my bio. So that gives them 3 chances to like message you or get action into your post. So she was saying she looks at her algorithms, which we all can look at our stories, like how many times someone clicks on your thing. And like once you get 10,000 followers, you can have the swipe up feature, which is like sick. I really need it. But in the meantime, like you can use polls, you can use the question thing, and you can just say drop your email and someone can put their email into questions. Or they can send you a direct message, or they can click the link in your bio. So those are 4 different ways, but using 3 of those every time you put something on your story about joining a challenge group or like posting results and then asking if someone wants more information. I don't know if I put it, okay, I didn't put on that. But one other thing too is when you're doing the polls, always do 2 positive things. Like never put like yes or no, because you always have those assholes that put no, and that's not going to help you. So I always do like, put me in coach, or I'm interested, send me deets, or like something like that. So it's not a no, but it's like they still want to know more information. So always doing 2 positive things in your poll. Marketing your team. So this is a cool way to explain more of what we do as coaches, because people have no idea and they like think it's like this whole like pyramid scheme and things like that, and they like make up these things in their brain that aren't true. So totally talking about our team and like our team calls. So like after we'll always post a photo of like our team call, and like maybe if we're doing a one-on-one, if you're like doing a one-on-one call with me or your coach or whoever it is, posting those and like recognizing someone in our group that stands out that like you met through coaching. And also like a lot of teams have a bunch of like team swag, so they all have like gear that has their team name on it and stuff. Like obviously we haven't got that far in our lives yet, but soon. Like I got stickers made that are going to be like your guys' Christmas gifts, but I just, only people know that yet is you guys. And I'm going to like put them on something. I'm not going to tell you that part yet. And that's like different team swag, so people see that you're a part of something that's not just like, I'm not just Beachbody. Like we're so much bigger than just that brand. We just use their products to promote ourselves, basically, is what it is, honestly, because people aren't like necessarily getting Beachbody when they sign up with you. They're getting into your accountability groups that are not ran by Beachbody at all. You're just using Beachbody programs. Okay, Instagram story. Wait, I just did that one. Oh, I went backwards. Just kidding. So this is something I struggled with in the beginning when I really wanted coaches on my team, is I always were like, anyone can do this opportunity. It only takes an hour a day, or like things where it was not like, it made it seem like it was so easy, because obviously that it's easier to market if you're like, oh, this opportunity is easy, you're going to make all this money, but it's like not. And it does take hard work, but it's so like it pays off. And that's like the thing where I realized this past year is like, I stuck it out for a year, and for God darn it, I thought I was going to quit so many times, because I was like, this doesn't work. Only the top coaches get to go on those paid trips. Like, why would I ever promote being able to go on free trips, until I earned that opportunity this year? And I didn't think that was possible. Like, I literally thought that that was only for certain elite coaches and things like that had to be in this company for 5+ years. But there's people that do it in 9 months. Like, it's not impossible. So we have to show the struggle and the hard work all the time. So the way you can do that on your Instagram stories is like posting how fun it is. Like, you're able to do this opportunity, or like you can go and work outside and have fun, but like also showing the hard work side of it. Like, I'm on a bus on a road trip and everyone else is sleeping on our whole bus, but I'm out here like working on a new challenge group guide. Things like that where it's like I could be sleeping with everyone else on my team, but I'm actually out here doing invites and follow-ups because I want to grow business. So showing the struggle part where it's not just rainbows and butterflies and we're just have fun and go on these trips and talk and work out. It's also you have to go into doing the hard work. So posting both sides of that on your Instagram stories shows people that it's not just like sign up with me and you get a paycheck, because that's when you get people that just quit automatically and then they're like, well, you told me I was going to get this, and it's like, no, you have to do the work as well. And so that's what I kind of talked about was like the power of 3 and a call to action. So I asked this too because sometimes I'll say randomly like, hey, drop an emoji or drop your email below if you want into this group. But like, would any of you guys do that if someone was like on a post was like, drop an emoji? Would you actually do that? Like, I don't think I probably would. Like, I've had like one person ever drop their actual email on the post. And because it's like, that's weird. Like, what if someone went on there, some hacker, and took all of our emails? Like, I just don't think I would be really willing to do that. So I don't expect my followers to do that. So we have, I don't know, we can help you get set up, Courtney, on like an application in your bio. It's super easy. Like, it doesn't take very long, but that's like something that I always use. And like, I think my followers like that more because I'm someone that's like more not anonymous, because obviously you can tell who sent it, but it's like more of a way to be like, hey, I'm going to fill out this application so it's not going to be public for everyone to see that I want to do this challenge group. And I think people like that private message more than like putting down their email. So invite people the way you want to be invited. And so I always say send them to the application. It's super easy, and then you just check that and you can message people or email them or whatever it is. So the example, I kind of talked about this too, but like one way to like say if you made a post that was like mentorship opportunity, come listen this Thursday because we're doing our coach sneak peek on Thursday. So say you posted that on your actual Instagram feed, you would then, there's a button, I don't know if you guys know how to do this, I can kind of explain it. Like say I wanted to repost this photo. So right down here, there's that arrow where you could like send the message to someone. And you can add that post. If you see the top one, you can add post to your story. So that way, like you can put that on your Instagram story. It looks like this. And if someone taps that photo, it brings them to the post so they can read the whole thing, which is super important because then like they can go into more. But you could write on here like, check out this post if you're interested in this, because some people don't scroll through Instagram, they look at stories. So that's a different way you can promote the post you just did on your Instagram stories. So that'd be like one way, because probably in that post you would say, fill out my application. So there's your one call to action. And then the next thing you would do would put a poll, send me more information, or like put me in coach or whatever, like I was saying. And then the third, or that'd be the second one. And then in the next post, you could put like, this is me as a new coach. This is me after I finished a program. I've done that one before. And then, because people think you have to be super fit to become a coach, which is not true. So that's like squashing an objection right there. And then 4, you could put like a community. So like posting our team calls, like this is what our community meets every single week to talk about new trainings. And so you're never left alone. Like you're always mentored through this whole process. And then the 5th thing, which would be your third call to action, would be dropping your email for more information. Does that kind of like help you guys know what to post on your stories? Because I think all of us right now are like trying, I know Megan's at that first rank, but it's also nice to not have like to worry about your mom, so you could have another working coach. But we all want more coaches on our team. Like that's the goal. So I think our team needs to focus on getting coaches, and challengers will come once you have that like confidence to talk to them more, but getting coaches will equal more challengers. The conversation. So get out of your comfort zone, because I was absolutely terrified to send a message to anyone because I felt salesy, as I said before. It was awkward as hell. Like I'm just dropping into some DMs. I never would do that if it was like on my actual Instagram. And like, I don't know, sometimes I honestly would not like if someone was constantly messaging me, but it's also like if someone already told you that they were interested, like you're following up. But if they're liking your stuff and they're or watching all your videos, they're somewhat interested, because I wouldn't waste my time doing that. If I could care less about someone, I would probably unfollow them, you know? So get out of your comfort zone and message everyone that likes and views your stuff. And I know that might sound crazy, but that's what's going to 10x your business. And that's what, like, sometimes people are sending 5 invites a day, but when you think about the top leaders in the company, they're not sending 5 invites a day. They're getting those big 6-figure incomes because they're messaging 50, 100 certain invites a day, like mass numbers that sometimes it might seem like they're not being genuine, but like every conversation they have is genuine after the first invite. So sometimes you send just like this mass message, which I put below. So say someone liked or watched all my stories that I posted today about coaching, and they liked the post I did about coaching. So this is a perfect message I put on here. Hey girl, I saw you liked my post about learning what I do as a coach and how you can do it too. What's your email? I would love to tell you more information. And then from there, you would send them an email, or I don't know, like I like sending an email because I can like loop in a few videos that would be awesome for them to watch to see if they're interested in the opportunity. So a good one, I have videos of me talking about like why I did this opportunity, which are super awkward, but people like them because it's me and it's not some random person out there that's a Beachbody coach. Like that resonates with them because they'll trust me. So get used to videotaping yourself, even though it's awkward as hell and you'll probably like hate and you'll never want to listen to it, because I probably never listen to any recordings of myself because it's just awkward. And the worst is when Nick will play them in the car and I'm like, can you not watch that of me? Like, that's so awkward. But that's just like a way to like, you're going to have to do it at one point. So you might as well like practice talking. Like you can do it facing yourself. It's easier than like doing it on this way, I think. But practice talking. Like you can record multiple videos, but just kind of say like why you started this opportunity and like what the possibilities are. But you can also like use one of my videos. We have that 8-minute video that wraps coaching all up into one. And you can send them that video, or maybe just have a conversation, like whatever you want to do, but share with them more information about coaching. Or if you have a sneak peek coming up, put them into the sneak peek. But like if the sneak peek isn't for a week or two, try and tell them more information then, because making them wait that long is not always the best situation. I found that like doing it sooner rather than later. And then inviting. So I said this too, like invite how you want to be invited. I'm not someone that will comment or like send someone a message and be like, hey, I really like your shoes. Because to me, if someone was doing that to me all the time, or like, I really like this, I'm like, what the hell do you want to sell me? Like, I'm not going to be like super like, oh, thanks. Like keep having a conversation, because I don't have a bunch of time. And a lot of people don't just sit on their Instagram DMs, besides Beachbody coaches, because we're always sending invites. But a lot of people aren't just chilling on their DMs waiting for you to like send them compliments. So like get to the point, be straightforward, send them that invite like, hey, I've seen you always watching my stories and loving all my posts. Like, are you interested in what my boot camps offer, or like want to know more information? Just be straight up, because the more you like beat around the bush, the more awkward it gets. And then you're like, but like, by the way, are you interested in this? Like after you've had a full blown conversation. And like, it is nice to get to know these people. And some coaches are totally like that, where they like want to know the person. But what I do is like, I'll glance at their page and I will be like, okay, like those are some things in common. If it's someone I'm looking for as a coach, like I'll say like, it's so awesome that you're already into health and fitness. Have you ever thought about like getting paid for what you do? Because you're basically doing what I do besides promote, or something like that. But like looking at what they do, kind of relating, but like kind of getting straight to the point. So my closing tips: don't be afraid to tell people what you want on your Instagram stories. So like when you're posting like the sequence of stories of like, say, the coaching opportunity, don't be afraid to be like, I don't want quitters on my team, or like, I want hardworking individuals that are going to hustle till the like morning up, or, you know, something like hustle and hard work, and like people that want to do it. Because if you're dragging people on, it's going to drag you down and get you so discouraged. And it's going to take so much, because sometimes like I'll feel like a therapist when I'm like pulling people on, trying to get them to team calls, and like, you guys are angels, and like being here and like always showing up. But sometimes I'm like, I can't keep messaging people every single day to like get on the team call. Like at some point it has to be like, I want to do this business and I want to get an income. And so, and I get some people have things going on. I'm not trying to call anyone out, but I'm just saying, like, making things a priority is the way to know that, like, you want in on this business. And then the more that you're in your stories every single day, the more success. So some people don't even post on their Instagram feed like more than once a day. Some people, like some Beachbody coaches, will post like 3 times a week or 5 times a week if it's a solid content, and they're just in their Instagram stories all the time. You don't have to do my method where I post 3 times a day. Like, that's not a requirement whatsoever. But being in your Instagram stories and sharing your daily life is honestly a requirement to be successful, and sharing something in there every day, some content to help someone. And don't hide the goofy side of you. Be weird. Be who you are, because if you're trying to be some other Beachbody coach that you've seen that's successful, it'll come off as like fake and just like it's not you. So like someone signs up with you and you're all weird in your challenge group and they're like, wait, who is this person? Because that's not who I thought I signed up with. So be authentic, like be real, because when people are like cookie cutter and rigid and stiff and boring, it's like, well, why would I want to be with them when I've seen this other girl and she's super funny and silly and like has fun with opportunity? So like be you, because I know all of us are super funny, sarcastic people that you can show up in your Instagram stories and show that side of you. And keep it fun, because the more that it's dragging you down and that you don't want to show up every day, then it's going to be harder in the end. Last quote that I saw today, I actually love this. So it was on our weight sheets for our workouts today for volleyball, but it says you can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic, which I absolutely love. And it totally goes with a 10X rule. Like, you can't just be getting by with those 5 invites a day. If you have these dreams to like be able to pay for grad school, make 6 figures, like all these things within 2 to 3 years, you can't just be skimming by. You gotta go. Okay, that's all. Yeah, that's all I have for this slide. I don't know how to not share my screen anymore. Sometimes, okay. Hold on. Okay, wait. Why is it not letting me go back? Okay, I got it. Stop sharing. Okay, we're good. I just want to open up if you guys have any questions, or you didn't put it in the chat, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself, and we can just kind of have like we have like 10 minutes left, but we can have like a Q&A if you guys have any questions about Instagram stories or like sharing or what to share. And I know, Courtney, you always have questions, so go ahead and ask. Hold on, you're muted. Oh. All right, I unmuted you.
Oh, I was like, no, you muted me again.
Do you have any questions?
This is a stupid question, and I know the answer to it already. But when is it appropriate to like start? Like, I just don't know when to start. And yes, I've had crap going on the last freaking week. But when do you start?
Now. Like, literally right now, you take a selfie of this team call and you say, I am so happy that I have every Monday night at 7 p.m. I can count on these girls, blah, blah, blah. And, like, you don't even have to say that you, like, signed as a coach because you haven't made that post yet. But, like, saying that will get people interested and be like, Courtney, what are you doing? You know, because people don't know yet.
I'm just being fabulous.
I'm just being me, girl.
Yeah. I don't even know. Okay, so I'm stupid and I don't know how to work this whole Zoom thing. So I just have like a square.
Okay.
How do I get it back?
Wait, is it just of you or is it just of me?
No, it's of all 4. Is it normally tiny like this, or is it normally like
the full screen? Wait.
Yeah.
There should be like stuff on the top corner where you can like click gallery view and stuff like that.
There's like,
because right now I have like a full face of like whoever talks, so it just like jumps person to person.
Yeah.
Is that what you
do that? Like? I used to have that, and then I was clicking around, and then I screwed it up.
Right.
It should be like gallery view, speaker view.
It's at the top right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna end the recording part, but we can still talk. Okay. Thanks for joining.